Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are pleased to interview Juan Pablo Sánchez Montenegro, a lawyer and political scientist, and also a professor at University San Ignacio de Loyola. He has extensive experience in human rights and legal research, and we are very glad to have the opportunity to talk with him about artificial intelligence and technology in the legal field. Well, let's begin with the first question. Number one, teacher, in your daily work, where do you actually use technology or AI, and where do you avoid it?
Well, okay. So, morning, Daniel. I'm very glad to share this opportunity with you this time. Okay. At first, well, uh, as I was talking to you, one of the most important opportunities to use AI, for example, in my daily life is uh, at the office, at university. I mean, so why? In which task? Well, I prefer. I usually don't prefer. I'm not very interested in AI, but when I have to do or to deal with some mechanical tasks, they are, I mean, work that is very repetitive. For example, um, I find it very useful in order to create, for example, um, to create syllabus or to create, for example, um, what to say, this kind of to create or to elaborate some uh, criteria in order to evaluate some
Okay.
specific works.
Okay.
Uh,
Maybe the structure of the syllabus
yeah,
in the cycle.
yeah.
Well, teacher, thank you. Next question. What teach chains have most affected legal practice in Peru in the last years?
Well, tech changes in the last 5 years in Peru. So, uh, what a coincidence! In the last 5 years, or 5 years ago, it was the pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
mhm, the coronavirus pandemic. So,
Yes.
this context create a new scenario for Peruvian lawyers because uh, that is, extraordinary conditions create um, a very good context in order to um, facilitate, in order to how you say what that, in order to, for example, promote more the use of tech technology in, for
Promote the
example,
use of technology.
for lawyers. I'm I mean, for example, uh, many years ago, uh, before the pandemic, for example, it is not very useful. Usually, it's not very common for judges or for lawyers to use, for example, electronic sign, electronic signature.
Yeah.
One of them. The second change is the, for example, the what we call what we call SINOE. SINOE is
Okay.
that kind of specific is, for example, a technology in order to register or to enter our, for example, our writings, or I know in order to, it's not writings, in order to, for example, enter, in order to register our, for example, all the kind of all the pages,
Okay.
to use a lot of pages. um, that is not very ecological, but nowadays, for example, we could create, no, we could make our plaints, for example, or complaints to the judge, um, only using Word, for example, using the Office, and then you could transform your Word document into a PDF. So you have to sign it electronically, and then you put it in the no, you register them in your using the through the web
The web
of
and
the
others
judicial
apps.
power. And then, for example, AI, for example, nowadays, okay, it starts to be used by, for example, by the judges or by all the workers at, for example, no, in the judicial power.
Number 4. Do you think AI will create or reduce entry-level jobs for junior lawyers and interns? Well,
Entry
in the
level jobs,
future.
you mean? Okay, explain me more about entry level jobs. You mean jobs for junior lawyers, or what kind of job do you mean?
Well, for example, maybe in the practice, uh, well, maybe
Uh,
future lawyers use a AI, especially of law of the war in the law war.
you mean, okay, this AI could reduce this kind of jobs, or maybe could replace junior
Replace or
lawyers.
yes.
Oh well, um, it depends. It depends on, for example, I think the key there there's something that is critical here. The critical point is, okay, yeah, maybe not. I'm not so drastically in my answer, but I think, okay, it represents um, a great risk, big risks for junior lawyers and interns. But did uh, did this AI, this technology only would be a risk if junior lawyers and interns are not very competitive.
Okay.
If they are not, if they don't, okay, for
Well,
example, if they are not high quality professional, if they don't put attention of the reasoning and developing analytical skills, yes, it could represent a big problem.
yes.
Why? Because AI tools, okay, are okay, are good. Okay, we have to be realistic. Okay, they are a fact. Okay, and we have to deal with the technology. We have to um, adapt to the new
It's
circumstances.
a new era.
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
a new era.
And maybe
But
it replace only a specific process.
yeah,
Next question. Number 7. How should universities handle AI in assignments, and what counts as help and what is plagiarism? Plagiarism.
okay, 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 okay. Okay, for me, well, I think that for this task, um, professors are key actor, hmm? are key actor in order to and we are responsible to promote, for example, to promote in our students the capacity of to be and to have to be honest in a no, to be intellectually honest. No, I mean, for example, okay, I know when a student use or when a student has used it, for example, the AI in their text. Mhm. Yep.
Well, the final question. How will courts deal with digital evidence and deepfakes?
Okay. Well. Okay, I have it. Let me see. Okay. How should no courts deal with digital evidence and deepfakes?
Yes.
Well, here in Peru, we are we don't our courts are not so digital. So as I mean, we are in the first steps of this big process. Yeah. Okay. The aim is to have, for example, a judicial power completely digital. But this did not happens nowadays. So um, okay, but uh, the day, one day, for example, if it happens, okay, I think the court, um, okay, judges, for example, and the courts uh, must uh, be trained in this with trained in this technology, for example. I mean, okay, it would be necessary. It would be necessary. It will be necessary to have, for example, um, uh, informatic engineers working with the court, for example. Mm. And I think the most okay, here in Peru, I think there are more problems with deep fakes. Okay, we are judges are more exposed to that from the deep fakes. Deep fakes that, for example, okay, deep fakes, for example, uh, deep, why? Because deep fakes are not exclusively from AI. For example, there are many deep fakes that are or created or, for example, in the media. So that is the big problem because, for example, judges and all the judicial system are exposed, for example, um, to the media. No, you can see that the media is very powerful and exerts a big influence, very very big influence over the judges. No? Uh, for example, it I think that the the influence is determined, for example, um, by the presence of key actors of key actors, or they are very, key actors. I know, for example, uh, political, politicians, or maybe
Context.
uh, people that are very famous or have a more or has a tremendous economic power. No,
Yes.
yes, and these people could manipulate information, or could manipulate information, or directly could influence over some journalists, for example, and to provoke a very provoke a great impact over the decision, over the decision taken by the courts or taken by the judges. Yeah, which we have, for example, many we have many examples. I think, for example, I
Many
think,
examples and
well,
different contexts. Yes.
yeah, or maybe, for example, Odebrecht case.
Well, teacher, this was all. Thank you very much.